All right, guys. Welcome to the latest episode of the Sim Standard Podcast. Right now, it is just me, SimFBallCritic, and we should be getting underway here in just a moment. Just waiting on Smitty. That's why you see there's a little empty side there. It's just me in the one box. So I thank you guys for coming out. Shout outs to Joseph Massa. If I'm saying that correct, he says he's first. You are absolutely first. But yeah, I'll kick it around with you guys for a little bit, man, while I wait for Smitty to come on. As we can see, well, I'm pointing at the TV like you guys can see it. We got the draft in the background. So what we're basically going to talk about tonight, guys, just going to talk about the draft, man, and we'll get into some Gridiron Champions news, the news that recently came out. We'll dive into that in between time. But the goal for tonight is really to, talk about the draft and, allow you guys to chime in via chat. And we'll just have an open discussion in that form. So like I said, it'll just be me here for a moment, while we wait for Smitty to come on. And how you guys doing tonight so far, man? Everybody good? Skylar, what's good, man? What's going on with you? And then, of course, if any of you guys want to come on, man, the way we do things now is we use Skype. So if any of you guys wanting to come in, we'll just need you to send us the Skype name and we'll bring you on. We'll be happy to do that. Let me check and see if Smitty. Nope, Smitty's not online yet. As you guys probably saw that little window pop up there. You said I finally called your name. Well, hey, man, my bad if I didn't call your name before. Definitely not done on purpose. So let me share out the stream here, guys. So give me a second, man. Just bear with me for a moment as I wait for Smitty to come on. But feel free, guys. Feel free to type in what it is you would like to say tonight here in the chat, and we can talk about that. If you just want to hear me babble and talk a little bit while we're waiting for everything to get going. So whatever it is you guys want to talk about. I'm trying to hold off on talking about the Gridiron Champions and things of that nature. I'm trying to hold off on that until Smitty is actually able to get up in here. So we'll keep everything basically, specific to you guys here in the chat. Mu Uso. Okay, Mu Uso. Apologize for saying that incorrectly, but I appreciate you filling me in on that. See what you guys got so far. Now, once again, man, if any of you guys would like to come on to the show, here comes Smitty. Smitty's coming on now, so let me bring Smitty in, guys. I'm going to call him. Y'all are seeing me do this in real time here. Let's see. Let's give him a ring-a-ding-ding. All right, here he comes, guys. There he is. There goes Smitty. So yeah, Smitty, we just been kicking it around a little bit here in the chat until you came on.
All right.
What's good, Kenyon? What's going on, man? Fellow Steeler fan right there. Got to give him a nod. So I just filled him in, Smitty. I let him know basically what we're gonna talk about tonight, man. Is open discussion. Talk about the draft. In between time, in the meantime, we can also dive into the Gridiron news stuff. So whenever you're ready, if you want to jump right into that, we can do that. And then, as the picks are rolling in, we can pause and give our commentary. But, I already talked to you about it. But basically, guys, again, for some of you guys who may be rolling in here a little bit later, the idea of tonight is just like it says in the title. Live discussion in terms of the draft, who you want your team to draft, commenting on the trades that I'm sure we're going to see, and all sorts of things pertaining to the draft. We want you guys to participate in the chat, and, we'll talk about whatever it is you guys are talking about in there. But like I said, also just to give us a little bit of filler, we definitely want to dive into the Gridiron Champions thing. This college football game that, IMV has announced. You've probably heard my comments, and you've probably heard Smitty's comments earlier in the week, but we owe it to the people who, believe it or not, Smitty, some people only watch us on Sim Standard Podcast. So we owe it to you guys to stay consistent with that and talk about it here as well tonight. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let me see what the chat is talking about. As y'all can see, Smitty's got a phone call. We live, baby. What's up, Eric? Hey, guys, make sure y'all go check out my man Eric Rayweather. Eric Rayweather. I almost messed up the name. That's kind of a tongue twister there. Had an opportunity to meet him in person. Great guy, but he does a lot of Madden content, man. Channel blew up very, very, very fast. And let me explain to you as well. Something that he did at EA Play. I always want to commend people that do this. He did it the right way. He was able to, he saw the interview that I did with Rex, and shared that on his channel, but he reached out and, gave credit. That's what it's all about, guys. Y'all know I'm the type of person that I don't mind that kind of stuff, but it sucks when those people just rip stuff and they don't say nothing. Eric, on the other hand, gave all of the video cred and all that in his video, so, I've definitely respected him from that standpoint way back then, and then to watch his channel grow to where it is now, absolutely, proud of him for that. It seems like everybody's channel is growing except for mine. But it's all love. Like I said, I got a chance to meet him in person. Good dude, man. Pelicans fan. So he's very active with his Pelicans, man, on Twitter. So shouts out to him. And yeah, it is. It's hard to say. That name is a tongue twister. If you just look at it real quick, Eric Rayweather. See, I still can't even say it fast. I give anybody $1 million that can say that 5 times in a row, like I got $1 million. But anyway, appreciate you guys coming through. We're gonna talk, man. Let's see, Smitty. What we got, about 6 minutes? Yeah, I guess we can start off with that. We got 6 minutes until the first pick. It is the Cleveland Browns. Where they going, Smitty? What you think, man? You think it's gonna be? First of all, this is the question I have for you and the chat. I want to know where y'all think they're going with the first pick, and then the follow-up pick, number 4. If they keep that pick, who they gonna take, or will they trade out? Because I'm hearing there's some other teams that might be trying to jump up in there and get that 4th spot. So, if you're the GM, Smitty, what are you doing with the first pick and or the 4th pick? Trading, keeping that one, and who will that pick be?
Well, they need to keep both picks.
Right.
That's number 1. So they got to go quarterback. Yeah. Like, they got to go with quarterback. As far as who, that's a toss-up. Because honestly, look, as far as me following college football like that, I'm not even going to act like I pay attention to college football to that extent. I pay attention to, like I said last year, when I watch this, the biggest extent of knowledge and everything I get is when I listen to the analysts. Because I'm not paying attention to college football all across the board to be like, yo, we need this guy from this university because he could do this. Right. So of the QBs they mentioned, I couldn't tell you like who, hey man, they need to go with this guy. I can't necessarily say that, but they definitely need to go quarterback. Now, if they're concerned about on-the-field issues and all that, and I mean, Cleveland got that reason to be because Johnny Manziel, you know what I mean? You rolled the dice on him, and you saw what happened with that guy. Even though he's shown promise, but his off-the-field issues just overcame. You know, he succumbed to that. But I don't know if it's. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look for the character guy, or if you go for, I need that talent. Who's the best talented guy from the positions that we need? You definitely need that. You definitely need the help on quarterback position. Secondly, I don't know. I mean, the Browns the Browns need help all across the board. So, I mean, you can't go wrong if you go offense with one, defense with the next joint. You know, if you need help on the line, you need help in the secondary. So it's a crapshoot. But, I mean, yeah. Because, I mean, I think that their offensive line isn't necessarily that bad, but seeing that your Hall of Fame tackle is retired now, may want to go for offensive lineman. So that's something that you know, if there's somebody worth that's worthwhile. Like if the value is there at that position, draft it. If they're truly worthy. Now I did hear on the radio there's a guard that's honestly he's a standout player that you'll see gone.
That's the kid from Notre Dame. Yeah, he a bad boy. But he's a guard.
Okay, yeah, see that's the only thing, right? He's not tackled, but talent wise, what can the coaching staff do? Can the coaches, would they be able to cultivate him into somebody? Or should they just go ahead and let, not mess with him at all whatsoever, let him go and then go for defense? Because, I think that if anything, you can't go wrong going defense because you're always going to need depth. And, if you have somebody that can legitimately do something for you at that position at some point.
Oh, the pick is in.
Go get it.
The pick is in. Now, here's real quick before we see the pick, I got to say two things. First of all, this Browns guy tried to troll me today, and he said, oh, we got all these picks. We're going to be a beast. We're going to be a beast. I said, look, let me tell you something. I'm very happy at the fact that my team has to pick at the bottom of the order every year. I don't know what you're celebrating about. Y'all done had the first year. I just found that kind of awkward. Oh, man, we're going to be this, we're going to be that. But look at the last 3-4 years. I'm just saying. There's no room to brag there, buddy. And I want the Browns to be competitive because I already explained I like a competitive division. Still sharp steel. The second thing I want to say real quick, Smitty, before this pick is announced, Josh Allen's tweets that showed up. Is that going to affect his draft stock, you think?
I don't think that.
Yeah,
I don't think that should.
He's a young kid, man.
I know they said that was when he was 15 years old when he did that stuff. So I'm like, I don't think you should hold him accountable for that.
And if he's telling the truth, I like his explanation. Each time he was basically referencing something. He was referencing a Rick Ross verse or something like that, when he said the N-bomb. And, that's for another show. But, we're in this era now. His age, it's very true that he may have been referencing that. But still got to watch what you say. I can't really hold you, to I didn't know. You knew what that would have did. But anyway, let's listen. Baker Mayfield. Well, I be darned. It is Baker. So, chat, Smitty, what do we think about Baker Mayfield being the number one? I'll give you my thoughts really, really quick. Sometimes rumors are the truth, guys. We've been hearing this smoke for the last week and a half that the insiders have kind of been saying. I said insiders. Did I put two words together? Insiders had some insightful news to share. They basically said that the Browns were high up on a guy like Darnold, but all of a sudden, within the last week or two, they showed heavy interest in Baker Mayfield, and it seems like it turned out to be true. So here's my thoughts really quick. Y'all might kill me for this because I know somebody's going to say it's not a direct comparison. But this is interesting because now, let me say this really quick. I don't know who the number 3 pick is going to be now or the number 2. I actually think maybe the number 2 will be Saquon because the Giants pick next, right? Yeah, the Giants are up. I'd take Barkley if I was them. But as far as Baker Mayfield, Smitty almost beat me to the punch because he brought up the name, and I'm going to piggyback off of that. Let's think Johnny Manziel for a moment. Not saying that these guys play the same, but it's eerily similar in terms of stature. Baker's a little tad bit taller at 6 feet. And he's kind of a guy that will take off and run on you as well. Is he more of a passer than Manziel? Absolutely. Is he a true pocket guy from what I've noticed? And I'm sorry for giving y'all the tennis match here, but I'm looking at the TV and looking back at y'all because they showing his highlights. He's probably more of a pure pocket passer than Johnny Manziel. Let's definitely say that. He's definitely more accurate. He has made bad decisions like every other quarterback. I guess what I'm getting at, guys, is I think if I were the Browns, I might have gone with a more... I don't want to say pro-ready, but I think y'all know what I'm saying. More of a prototypical, you know, big body, stand in the pocket type of guy, like one of those quarterbacks. Do you think Baker Mayfield is a 15-year veteran? 10-year? I don't know. Whereas one of these other guys, maybe. I mean, you never know. I mean, who knew that Roethlisberger would be playing this long? You never know. But right. I'll give you this one. I'll use Smitty's Lions as an example. If you can get as long as a run as my man, I've always loved Matt Stafford. If you can get as long as a run as Stafford has had, can we say that's going to be Baker Mayfield? I don't know. You look at Drew Brees, I'm just talking about stature, and I'm not trying to take that away from him because, you know, my guy Russell Wilson, you know, from Richmond, Virginia, I'm always going to give him, you know, we got that bond right there. He changed that whole narrative as far as can you make it being somewhat of a mobile passing guy. Drew Brees killed that narrative in terms of pure accuracy and being 6 feet or less. But I just don't know, Smitty. I like Baker Mayfield a lot. I just don't know if, I guess what I'm saying is if it's my team and I'm looking for what I perceive to be a franchise guy long term, I don't know if that's Baker Mayfield. That's just my opinion. I might have gone with Darnold. You know, I may have gone with Darnold. I might even have gone with the guy that they say the Steelers are looking at who might make a surprise pick tonight. I might have gone Mason Rudolph. That's just me. But again, like I said, I wish him nothing but success. This guy's in a much better position than I am tonight. He's a millionaire right away. Hats off to him. I would, you know, y'all know how I say I never call any pro athletes or whatever. I don't do that because they made it further than I did. And I think in what they're showing right now, they're comparing him kind of to Garcia. That's probably his play style a little bit, Jeff Garcia. So I think he'll be a good pro. I just don't know if I was in that seat, if that's the guy I would have taken as, you know, my perceived franchise guy. But congratulations. As a matter of fact, we got the round of applause. Let's run that really quick. So, round of applause to that. Oh, I talked too long. Second pick is in. We're going to let Smitty respond to this one. Saquon Barkley. That's what I'm talking about, Giants. What you got on it, Smitty? What you think?
Well, I don't, you know.
I love it. But that's just me. But what you got, Smitty?
I don't know. I mean, I would have hoped they would have went for a quarterback. To be quite honest, because Eli Manning.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been mad at that.
You know, groom somebody up. Don't get somebody that you got to throw out there immediately. But you're not going wrong though with the running back, that's for sure. Because they do need somebody. They definitely need some help in the running game. Injuries were a big time problem though for the Giants last year. So it's going to be about overall dexterity for the whole team, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because they got hurt a lot there. So I really don't know. I really don't know to say like this is. I mean, he's good, but as far as how it's going to translate with the NFL game, are the Giants gonna give him the blocking? You know, is he gonna have the running lane created so he can get off?
Good point.
Because like I said about the Detroit Lions, we got LeGarrette Blount. But it don't matter who we get. It doesn't matter who you draft. If you can't create those running lanes, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's a big difference between when you're doing it at Penn State and, you know, on a collegiate level, and you're on the NFL and your line doesn't necessarily give you that protection that you need. So I can only hope that he get that protection. Then we'll see some, you know, we could see him do some work. So have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, that's a solid. It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Yeah, I think it couldn't have been a right or wrong there. I fully agree with you as well. Ironically, which is the reason why I'm telling my fellow Steelers fans, don't be surprised if it's Mason Rudolph, man. Eli Manning, what, a couple years maybe. What's he, 36? No, there's no guarantee he's going to play till he's 40. We don't know if the same Eli's there. Hey, now it could have been McAdoo. We'll see. They were decimated with injuries. We know that. That offensive line is going to need some work. We definitely know that. Now, didn't they get old boy from New England, Nate Solder, I think? I think he's a Giant now. But yeah, Smitty, on the flip side of that, the Giants have needed a run game for quite a long time. So Saquon Barkley, you would think pairing him with you pair him with OBJ. I'm not gonna say, I'm trying to not be biased here, guys, but it's almost like you could kind of see they could potentially have a Brown and Bell type of situation. If things work out, having a guy as dangerous as Odell Beckham and then having a guy like Saquon Barkley in the backfield, it could be special. We'll see what they do. Maybe they need to pick up another tight end. I like Ingram. I like that kid, but he drops a lot of balls. Seems like he did in his first year. But I'm there with Smitty. I think their defense is tough. Love Landon Collins. It still pisses me off till this day that the Steelers could have picked him, and they let him fall. I don't know. That was perfect timing, Steelers, to get him when Troy was leaving. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not mad because we got some great players in place of that, but every time I see it, I'm just like, wow. That whole night, I'm tweeting, please let Landon Collins fall to us, and they passed on him. But anyway, the defense is good. I think that O-line is where they're going to need some help, so we'll see. But, I don't think they missed it. I think that if they went quarterback or Saquon Barkley, probably the best pick at number 2. Let's see what the chat is talking about, Smitty.
Then see that, like, I'm looking on NFL Network, so I'm watching their draft and their coverage and comparing Barkley to Barry Sanders. All right, you got relax.
Who said that?
Yeah, that's what they got. That's what they're comparing them to.
Here on the NFL Network, or you watch it?
Yeah, NFL Network.
Oh, okay, I'm watching that too. Yeah,
they comparing them to. I'm like, come on now. All right, we gotta stop. Okay, come on now. No one's comparable to Barry Sanders. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you need to cut that out, man.
Now, on a professional level, like, listen, I want my man to do the best he can out there, but no, okay? You got to relax with that one. So, we'll see. But like I said, we'll see what he do.
Got to say what's up to a few people in here, man. I got to be biased real quick, guys. It's draft night. What y'all expect me to do? Got to shout out my man Kenyon Wright. Avid, hardcore Steeler fan, always coming to check me out on Terrible Towel Tuesday. My boy Tony in here. For you guys that don't know, that Tony is real family. That's my man right there. I'm sure we'll be talking tomorrow, Tony. And let me let you guys know what I plan to do tonight, man. Y'all know, unfortunately, now that I go to work on Fridays, I have to travel into DC, so I generally have to wrap up soon on Thursday nights. But what I plan to do, man, if our pick, which probably won't happen in these 2 hours, just looking at the time, what I plan to do is when the Steelers make their pick, I'm going to do a very quick stream. Just giving my thoughts on the guy. Hear some of you guys' comments, and then we'll be out of there. And I'm going to be super tired tomorrow, but I'm going to do it for the love of you guys. You're still a nation. Y'all gonna keep me uplifted tomorrow. When I call Tony on my lunch break, he'll keep me up. But that's what I plan to do tonight, man, because I don't want to miss that opportunity. It was a great time last year. And you guys showed tremendous support on that. So I'm definitely going to do that once we pick. But, yeah, I got to shout out my fellow Steeler fans, man. My man Todd Chapman up in here. What up, Todd? What up, J. Keith? Make sure I ain't missed nobody. But if you a Steeler fan in here, man, say what's up. And what's up to everybody? This is what it's all about, guys. We love football. So, right on time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let's listen in. Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Quarterback.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't really have nothing to say about that.
Right.
Who is it, Smitty? I'm drawing a blank. Who did they? Was it Bridgewater? Is it Teddy Bridgewater who is that who he signed with the Jets? Somebody like that. Hold on, let me look it up, guys. Somebody in the chat help us out. It's a relatively decent name quarterback that's with the Jets. My memory is telling me I think it's Teddy Bridgewater. Let me check. And if it is Bridgewater, I guess my question would be, Smitty, is...
Oh, okay. It was Bridgewater.
It is Bridgewater, okay.
Yeah.
How are you feeling if you're Teddy Bridgewater right now? Like...
Well, I mean, he wasn't guaranteed, though.
Right.
He's not even guaranteed to make a roster spot. So that's before the draft. That's what they're saying on the news wire. Just looking into it real quick. So, I mean, show up, show and prove. Show and prove. That's pretty much what he got to do. I mean, think about it. Think about what happened with Russell Wilson. Remember what the Seahawks did before they put Wilson out there? They signed my man to a contract. Flynn. Yeah, like you gonna be the guy. Wilson come out there and ball out, and my man ain't never see the field. He got a contract, but he ain't see the field. So it's like, yikes. If Bridgewater come in and do that work, yeah, you never know. They're just not gonna just push him off to the side just because. So
I'm gonna tell you what, man. money heals a lot of wounds. Because if it wasn't any money involved, like let's just say if that was a regular job, boy, I might have pissed if I was Matt Flynn. But the fact that I had some M's in my bank account still, I'd be hurt because I'm sure I still love football. But hey, it is what it is. I'll just fall back on that bread. But yeah, oh man, that was terrible. They pay you all that money in which you're definitely perceived to be the guy because the season that you had, the great fill-in season that you had before that, and then the Seahawks sign you off of the strength of that, and then you let this third round, quote-unquote, undersized quarterback come in and take your spot and never look back. So, yeah, that would hurt, but money has a funny way of allowing your wounds to heal a little faster. So, if you're Matt Flynn, you ain't really got too much to be upset about. Well, let me adjust this light, guys. It looks like it's too much light on me, as you guys can see. Super shiny nose and cheeks. I don't know what's happening here, guys. Y'all give me a second. And Smitty should be back here in just a moment, guys. But let me see what y'all got going on here in the chat, man. Let's see. Alabama says, roll tide. What you think your Cowboys going to do, Stack? What you think the boys going to do? What they need? What's the biggest thing that they need as far as players? I know looking from afar, you could always get better on defense. I think the Cowboys do have up-and-coming young secondary. Oh, okay, so Expert just said it. They need a linebacker. Yeah, I would say that too. They probably need another one or two, solid linebackers. Pretty much like the Steelers. If you look at the Cowboys, and I won't compare them directly, but they kind of have the same needs. The Steelers got some up-and-coming cornerbacks. We still don't know what Artie Burns is going to be. Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton showed some flashes last year. We'll see what he's going to be. You got the old wily veteran and Joe Hayden who played decent before he got hurt. And, Mike Hilton, an unnamed guy who turned out to be a great slot corner. So, up front, we got some good pieces. We got a couple pieces on the outside linebacker. We still need some depth there, but I think, they definitely need help in the middle. And that's probably what I would say with the Cowboys. Looking from afar, they could use another sturdy middle linebacker, at least a rotational guy with Hutchinson being gone now, and they probably need an outside guy as well. Like again, I'm not a Cowboy fan, so I don't know their full roster, but from what I've observed, I would say probably linebackers, which y'all need the most. Y'all definitely need a wide receiver as well, as I see Stack just said that. Oh yeah, Ridley from Bama. Oh, you would be super excited, wouldn't you, being a Bama fan? But yeah, let me see what else y'all got going on. What's up, Ron? What's going on with you, man? Appreciate you coming by. Jay Keefe says he thinks the Browns made another blunder. Hey, man, you know what? I don't know if they completely missed, but I'm going to tell you. Looking at the fact that, oh, here it is. They say the Jets are concerned about health of Teddy Bridgewater's knee. Okay, makes sense. But yeah, seeing that Darnold, they passed on Darnold to go with Baker Mayfield. I don't know. I just feel like for whatever reason, man, it almost feels like they tried to jump ahead, and they are enamored with the splash of what Baker Mayfield could be. Same thing you would say about Johnny Manziel. You know, I think everybody was just overly, you know, taken by his potential splash. You know what I mean? And not really looking at the full picture. That's how I kind of feel about the Baker Mayfield. And again, I'm not saying Baker Mayfield is not good. He's a great player, and he may go on to be a good player in the NFL. However, if I'm in a position like the Browns and we're looking to get this franchise guy, prototypical franchise guy, you know what I mean? Not necessarily a mobile guy that's got the build, the demeanor, standing there, and I might have went with Donald. That's just me. But let's see what's going to happen here with their number 4 pick. Looks like the pick is in. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is, guys. And for you guys who are joining in, you know, late, that other part of the screen there, that's Smitty. He stepped away for a moment, but he'll be back. Let's see what they got. Wow. Wow, that's a shakeup. Denzel Ward. Okay. They went corner. Now, remember, guys, for you guys who follow me for Terrible Towel Tuesday, y'all remember when I said a couple weeks ago that the Browns could also use some depth in the secondary? Here it is. Wow. Now, I'm going to tell you what. If I'm the Browns right there, listen, I love Denzel Ward. But I would have went with Bradley Chubb, baby. I'm telling you right now. At that spot, I'm taking Chubb. That's me.
All right.
Because I think the Browns have some decent. They don't have great corners, but
they need the help.
They do, Smitty. But
that's a good pick.
It's a great pick. But let me ask you this though. And see, and this is the reason why, and I know Smitty is going to agree with me here. This is the reason why I can't criticize. I get away from criticizing people doing their job. But let me explain what I mean. I don't always beat up coaches. I don't always beat up GMs and all, because it's a tough job. Now, you looking at this pick, and a lot of us here was like, wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't. I think, me personally, knowing what I have in a guy like Myles Garrett, I might have went and got Bradley Chubb, man, to get that front together. Because I feel like there's going to be corners in the second round. You know what I mean? Excuse me. There are going to be corners. Like, I don't believe you have to get the corner in the first round. However, Denzel Ward is a bad boy. For you guys that don't know, that Ohio State, yeah, he's a bad boy. Let's not act like he's not nice. But again, as a GM, see these tough decisions, man. It's like, do you go with the perennial? You expecting this guy to be an all-star Pro Bowl cornerback? This is why you take him in the first round. Or do you go with the guy that you think can really come in there and probably it might be an easier transition, so to speak? Bradley Chubb, to me, a guy like that, a DN, interior defensive guy, those kind of positions, I think you plug them right in, boom, they can be successful. A cornerback going to go through his bumps. Some guys come in and they're nice in the rookie year. I mean, like, even though this guy's a little sketchy, Peters, who's now a Ram, he played fairly well as a rookie. So it's not a bad pick. It's just that I don't know. I think I might have took Chubb right there versus Denzel Ward. But by no means am I saying it's a bad pick. Oh, that's tough. Let me see what the chat saying. Yeah, experts corner. He said he thought it would have been Chubb as well. Eric Rayweather said, I feel like they could have traded back and still got him though. Yeah, very possible, man. Yeah.
But I mean, when you're a team like Cleveland, it's not like they're only lacking on the line. And that's it. So It's not like, oh man, they slipped. Like, nah. I mean, that's the thing. They can go wrong either way. Because like even from a Madden perspective, people say, oh, who's gonna use the Browns or whatever? Because people act like they ain't got nothing. So it's like you need to fill voids, and they got voids all over the field. So it's like for them to pick the quarterback and then to pick a cornerback. Like I understand the development curve, but at the same time, you've picked defensive linemen and stuff like that. So then now, what about coaching? You know what I'm saying? What about the coaching perspective at that point? Because you picked guys for your line. You've picked up guys. So what? You pick another guy. You don't know what he's going to do. See, that's that X factor. When we look at sports like football versus a sport like basketball or something like that, where you can have an instant impact. Like, yo, this guy, what he's doing here can translate. Football is not. It's not always straightforward.
True.
Hey, what this guy's doing in college, he's about to do this over here. Like, it's not necessarily a guarantee that he's gonna do that kind of work.
Very true.
In spite of the accolades and such, that's the difference with the NFL versus other sports. So I would hope that even my man right here, that he does pan out and he does good. It may take him a minute to build though, but
the Broncos. Yeah, Smitty makes a good point, man. And that's why I'm sure people are losing their mind. Especially Browns fans, but some people are happy. You never know, man. I mean, to me, it's two names that I will forever hang on as drafts that you just never know. One of them, of course, is on the Steelers, Antonio Brown. Nobody saw that coming in the 6th round. And Tom Brady. Yeah, it just you never know. Like sometimes to me, the pick, the number, and the round doesn't always matter. I mean, yes, the percentage is probably high when these guys go 1st, 2nd round, 3rd round, even if they're going to be contributors, but you never know. And like Smitty said, you can't say that what people are going to do are going to translate. But because of that exact reason, and Smitty's point is very valid. There's no right or wrong answer. But I just think if I was in that position, because of what Smitty said, which is absolutely true, I might feel a little more comfortable with a guy that's on the line. Because I feel like they could translate better earlier. But you never know. Good luck to them. Hopefully he doesn't do that well. Hopefully he gets torched by Antonio Brown. So let's see what's going on here. The Broncos are selecting guys. Oh, they're talking about St. Jude. I don't know where the Broncos going. Real quick, guys, before they announce it. Any thoughts, Smitty? You think quarterback, maybe?
The Broncos? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, they do need the quarterback. They do need, they definitely need help at the quarterback spot for sure. So, I mean, you can try that. Well, yeah, considering their spot and everything like that, you might as well go for the quarterback spot.
Bradley Chubb. There it is. Wow. Bruh. Okay. Now let's say it translates. And you get a package where you got Von Miller playing on the outside in the sub package, and you got Chubb. Man, listen. I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the thing, though, guys. Let's throw this out there. What has gone under the radar fairly quickly, Smitty, is that killer tandem that the Broncos had at corner, they ain't there no more.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's no Talib, you know, in which you can say what you want about Talib. I think Talib was a beast in Denver, and along with Chris Harris Jr. Now, you know, I don't know the team. I don't know who's on the roster, but what I was going to say was, when you have those type of guys in the back end, you're gonna allow a guy like Chubb to work. You know, like when you can get some coverage. So it's still gonna be cool to see how they pair. You know, how they do their rotations. I don't remember. Some of you guys can help me. I don't know if they're in a 3-4 or a 4-3. So I don't know if Chubb is going to be like a 3-down guy, or if he's going to be a sub-package guy, or, you know, I don't know. But just thinking about his physical capability, getting to the quarterback, just imagine a scenario where it's a package where it's Von Miller on one side, Chubb on the other side. It's going to be pretty nasty. I like that. Again, me personally, I like the Denzel Ward pick, but I feel like if I was Cleveland, I might would have took Chubb. And then I would have expected perhaps the Broncos might have. It could have been a flip-flop. I could have seen the Broncos going corner. But we'll see, man. You know, good luck to all these guys. I hope these guys pan out, man. Look like Indianapolis has made their decision. Come on, guys. Y'all got to get active in these comments, man. Who the Colts taking? Who they taking? They need everything, Smitty. Let's face it.
Yeah.
They need a bunch of stuff. I mean, wow. I mean, their defense isn't horrible, but they're not great. They definitely probably need a running back. I don't know if you go first round quarterback, because, you know, I guess they're still hanging their hat on Andrew Luck, even though he's had his injury problems. They probably need a receiver. Not really sure about their O-line and D-line depth, but I could clearly see running back, receiver here possibly. And then again, I'm just pulling stuff out of thin air, guys. I don't know the coach staff, so I couldn't tell you. But what y'all think? What they say? Oh, yeah, I forgot about Minkah Fitzpatrick is still out there. Somebody says they need a quarterback. Josh Allen. Storm B says Smith. Adam76 says guard, so that could be Quenton Nelson. Night Wolf says Quenton Nelson. Connor says Quenton Nelson. Okay. Shibby Shane says Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Oh, Night Wolf is adamant about Nelson. Nelson. Okay, so maybe it is him. Don't say Roquan Smith, man. Listen, that's my one hope and prayer for the night, man, that Roquan somehow trips, stumbles, and falls down to the 28th pick. So please don't talk him up. But I already know the Raiders probably gonna grab him. Let's stop kidding ourselves. All right, let's see, Colts. Quenton Nelson. Good call, guys. Y'all got it. Good call. Look at big boy. Nothing like a good guard. Y'all don't believe it? Look at David DeCastro, man. Nothing like a good guard in the power run game that can get out there and pull. Okay, Colts. So hopefully you Colts fans are excited. You know, it's never a great time, in my opinion, Smitty, when... Well, I'll take that back. I was about to say it's never a great time when your team goes offensive line as the first pick, but, you know, if you got your team set in other areas, I guess it's okay. TD says Nelson is a great pick. Yeah, you were right. Night Wolf. Oh, Todd, you're absolutely right. No trade so far. That's pretty interesting. Baker Mayfield might have shook that up, because your boy is still out there. Both of them are still out there. Allen and what's the other kid? Rose? Mr. Tweet? Nah, let me not do that to him, man. Mr. Tweet? Gotta watch what you say in public, guys, man. Let that be a lesson to you, man. Lamar Jackson's still out there. I don't expect him to go until at least after the 15th pick. I'm expecting Smitty New England might take Lamar Jackson. That's the curveball I'm throwing. I found out that Louisville basically runs the same offense as New England. That's not going to be a huge shocker if they grab him. Somebody said, who did the Steelers grab? Right now, I'm still sitting on what I said Tuesday. It looks like I think Rashaan Evans will be sitting there at 28. I really feel like, let me say that real quick, and then I'm going to get Smitty. We're going to start talking about some Gridiron Champions in between commercials and stuff. I think the Steelers, it could flip-flop, but I really think they probably will still go inside linebacker and safety in the first 2 rounds. If they do both, I think the backer might be the first one to go. Again, it could be flipped. And, excuse me, just looking at the guys who are out there who you would think could be potential first-rounders, looking at what other teams are showing interest in, I think Rashaan Evans is going to be the most capable guy at that spot as far as who you would reach for at 28. There's plenty of other guys like the kid O'Daniel that I love from Clemson. I don't know if he's your first-round guy, though, but I really like that kid. I'm hoping the Steelers grab him at some point. And salutes to Smooth, man. Let's give him a round of applause, guys. Hitting us with the donation. Yeah, I think it's going to be Evans. I think Leighton Vander Esch goes off the board. I really feel like Green Bay might grab him. If not him, the Chargers. Leighton Vander Esch is probably the more physical freak as far as physique, size. But I told Tony this the other day, man. I like Evans' upside more than I like Vander Esch as far as demeanor. Now, people have criticized Evans because, he hasn't ran and, he has coming off a hamstring injury. I get it. People are criticizing the one-year starter thing. I get it. T.J. Watt was a one-year starter. He fared pretty well, didn't he? The Steelers like guys like that, So I love Evans' demeanor, the way he plays. I just love his tenacity. Go look at some of Vander Esch, man, because, I took some friendly advice, and I stopped watching just highlight reels, and I started watching actual games. Go look at the game against, I think it was Virginia Tech with Vander Esch. Oof. Bad game, man. I mean, again, I'm not criticizing him, but he does not play to his size. He doesn't play to, he's not that big, nasty, 6'4", 250 guy. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that demeanor. Whereas a guy like Evans will throw his body around. And I just like those type of dudes, man. That's just my bias there. We got a trade. Whoa. The Bills are going to take a quarterback, folks. They're going to take one of these quarterbacks. Who is it? Who's it going to be, Smitty? Rosen? Or is it going to be Allen?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, y'all know. We don't know.
Listen, I'm not going to talk about these college guys like, oh, snap.
Yeah, we don't know.
Like, I don't say like.
We know some of them guys. I keep it 100% real.
Yeah.
People always ask me, Sam, man, can you do a full mock draft? I can't. I know a good amount of college players. I watch college football, but not like that. I've never seen this guy play. Neither one of them. I've never seen either one of them play. I had the pleasure of seeing Baker Mayfield play several games, and I have seen Sam Darnold. I never watched Josh Rosen. I've never watched Josh Allen. I couldn't tell you. I have seen Mason Rudolph play. I saw a ton of Lamar Jackson, ironically. But, yeah, I don't know all these kids. And a lot of you guys are saying, TA says it's going to be Josh. Where's 2 Joshes? Which one? All right, Smitty, man. The pick is in. So right after this pick is announced, if it's one of those guys, we're just going to do a quick, that's who it is. We don't have enough to, I don't know. But right after that, man, let's jump a little bit into the Gridiron Champions. And then, we will, kind of break out of that as the picks are coming in. So let's see who this is really quick. It's, it's probably going to be Rosen. I think he's the guy that's been talked about more than Allen. So we'll see. Oh, they took Allen. Okay. All right. Now, you know what? I'm happy for him, man, because I tweeted earlier today, Smitty, it's crazy how it seems like right when these kids' lives are about to change, people try to put out negativity. Like, you mean to tell me y'all found out about that today? Like, I hate that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying what he did is right or wrong. I just hate people who intentionally try to interfere with people's lives. That is corny to me. So I'm happy at the fact that, no, you may not have gone as early as you thought, but hey, you the 7th pick. I'm happy for him for that. Yeah. So, Smitty, while we got a little bit of time here, man, I'll kick it off real quick just to introduce it for you guys that don't know. So, IMV Gaming, Immaculate Vision Gaming, I think is their name, or something like that. They announced a few years ago that they were going to bring college football back, bring back greatness, hashtag bring back greatness and all of this stuff. And people were all in a tizzy. And then you find out that, they're trying to market and, get money from people to sponsor them and such. We understood that. Smitty and I, along with Azure at the time, we all said, listen, man, let's wait and see what it's going to be before we start, high-fiving everybody and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So now, fast forward a couple years, they announced this week that there will be a Gridiron Champions. We've seen a cover for Steam, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. They have confirmed what we already knew. It will not be a licensed NCAA football game. It is an attempt just to provide a college football game. And, there's people already saying that this is going to be the greatest game ever, which is strange to me. Strange for two reasons. We haven't seen anything, number one. Number two, you would think this community would have learned their lesson. Let's just say Joe Montana, and we'll leave it at that. I don't understand how people get so excited about stuff and they have no idea. So fast forward to this conversation. What we basically going to talk about, guys, is our thoughts on it returning, as well as the troubles and challenges they may face, and some, precautions we would lend to you guys, before, thinking this is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. That is, of course, if you eat bread.
Got another donation.
Oh, man.
Shout out my man. What's
another
his name?
Round of applause,
Mahir.
Another round of applause. Appreciate
$10 donation. Big ups on that. He said, "Go Steelers, go Steelers from the Bronx."
Absolutely, we appreciate that. And matter of fact, Smitty, we got to talk too offline about that. I got to figure out a way that what we talked about before.
Oh yeah.
Full screen is so slow, man. Like, I think even from that time, it doesn't come until the end of this month. So it's all crazy, but we'll figure all that out, how we're gonna take care of that. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell, guys. And like I said, we'll talk about that for the duration of the show and mix it in. But mainly, we'll be talking about the draft picks. So we'll cut in when we see a pick coming up and discuss that really quick. And there you have it. So, Smitty, man, what are your full thoughts just on where it has come since the first time we heard about it and up until this recent announcement?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned right now, it's all talk until we see proof of life. I know they said that they're going to show, they're going to showcase gameplay and they're going to, do videos and blogs and all that good stuff. And I'm like, that's all cool. But until we see it, until I see that proof of life, I'm not really concerned. You've shown us nothing, so I can't, I don't get hyped with it. I mean, and that's like I said, same thing like when it came to Damon Groh. Same exact feeling. Hey, listen, I'm with you, but you got to show me what you're working with. I need to see trailers. I need to see raw gameplay. We got to see proof. We got to see proof of life, man. Just like my man Expert just said, there's no proof of life right now. It's all talk. It is 100% all talk. Press releases. Look, if you ever watch the show on CNBC, and this is not to disrespect them, but this is reality right here. If you ever watch the show called American Greed, okay, people do business type stuff to try and game systems over other people. You know that. So just because, oh man, they got a press release and Big Ant Studios gonna do that and all of that, everything can be on the up and up at this moment. When people pull off these schemes and stuff like that, what do you think happens? There's a perception that everything is going the right way, but there's actually some kind of game being ran. Now, I'm just saying that because, see, I'm on the side of being cautious. People are getting overhyped, what Sim just said. You got people out here already saying college football is back. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be the best football game ever, and it's like, how in the world? We don't even know what this game is going to look like on field. We don't know how this game is gonna run. We have no idea. Okay. Bears went linebacker.
Well, I knew he wasn't going to last long, man. That kid, people have asked me all week, Smitty, listen, if the Steelers did something crazy and they traded up, who's the guy to go get? And, obviously, people often look at things blindly. They just, Saquon Barkley. And I'm like, no, they're not going to move up and get no running back. This was the guy. I said, if Roquan Smith is there at, say, 15, and he hasn't been picked, and the Steelers want to move, let's go get him. I love this kid's game. And I'm looking at it from the standpoint of replacing, or at least filling the gap that Ryan Shazier left. This was it. This is my number one guy over all of Vander, Esch, Smith. This is my man right here. Love the way he played. He showed it. Like, we saw it consecutively in the ACC championship and quarterfinal or semifinal, whatever, the championship. Like, we seen how good this dude is, and he showed up on the big stage. That was the guy I wanted, but I knew he wasn't gonna be there. I thought the Raiders was gonna get him, and I thought it was a chance that the Bears may have gotten him, but I actually thought that Quenton Nelson would have still been here, and I thought the Bears might have went with the guard. So that's why I was thinking that Roquan would probably go a little later, but this is why mock drafts are just exactly that. They're mocks. None of us know how these things are going to fall. Sucks to go to a team that's not necessarily on the rise, though. So we'll see. Good luck, kid. Yeah. That's all I can say. But yeah, Smitty, carry on.
But what I was saying though, like, just to finish it, is that when we're talking about, like I said, yeah, we need to have proof of life. We need to see gameplay. We need to see trailers. I'm not concerned about looking at Big Ant Studios and the work they've done in the past, because, like, and I told this to Sim offline and everything. I'm like, I've seen their work, and I mean, looking at their lacrosse game, I don't really care for it. And I mean, I'm not a lacrosse enthusiast by any means, but I'm saying the way the game looks and everything, it wouldn't hold my attention. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even draw my interest personally to even want to try it out. So to see that and see these guys they're the ones making the football game. I'm not like fully impressed or on board, but I wouldn't be on board anyway because there isn't any gameplay out yet. I have to see raw, uncut, unfiltered gameplay and see how this game can run. Like, it would be awesome if these guys came out with a beta or something like that, like came out with a demo that we can play with well before release, so that way they could get some feedback or something like that. Like, that would be cool to see. Because the Access Football guys, they give us a demo. They don't give a beta necessarily, but they give us a demo we could play. And with them being on Steam, on PC, they can, take feedback after the fact, update stuff, clean things up and everything. Yeah, like you can do that kind of stuff when you're on Steam. You could keep on progressively, as you're able to as a dev. Like you're able to go in and make all kinds of tweaks and such. That's what they do with like the Fire Pro Wrestling and everything. Those guys do constantly updates, tweaks, bug fixes, all that stuff. So this is exactly what I'm saying. Like, what are these guys going to do? Because they got the money. And remember, just like what was said when I did my stream about it the other day, what people were saying in the chat is a great point. $10 million is apparently what they got. $10 million to make a legitimate title, and you saying you got all this, you're gonna have a studio and employees, and people can buy shares of your company and all that stuff. Listen, the investors, what they will mess around and potentially learn, unless they good friends with the investor, is that they can change the direction of your product, just like that. So bear all that in mind while people up here going buck wild and crazy and saying, "Oh man, they got all this stuff. Oh, it's about to be incredible." That's a drop in the bucket. $10 million is a drop in the bucket. Oh wow,
tackle.
Okay.
It's funny when he said Mike, I thought he was gonna say Mike Gesicki, tight end out of Penn State. Okay, well, I mean, I have heard, I've seen this guy in mocks. I don't know much about him. Ironically, I knew a little more about Nelson because, again, I love this what they're showing here. I love like power football, so I watch Nelson more than the tackle whenever I got a chance to see Notre Dame. So, cool. I guess I don't really know the needs of the Niners, so I'm. I trust good old John Lynch out there. So I guess, they picked up the right guy.
Oh, shout out to Expert Corner, man, with the $5 donation.
Yeah, man. I definitely gave him his credit. Let's give him a round of applause.
But yeah, man, proof of life, all the business, and that's the whole thing. You got a lot of people that don't understand the business side of how this stuff works. And people are just going like, "Oh man, they got this money. They a company now. They legit. They don't need Kickstarter no more." You don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? We all don't know what that means, but we've seen that machine in action with these other companies. So I'm just saying, keep those expectations at bay. Don't go crazy over it. Just keep the expectations at bay, and then see what these guys are going to do. That's all I'm saying. I want to see what these guys got, because if they put something out and it's not it really doesn't mount up to a hill of beans, no one's going to care. No one's going to really care about it. They're going to go right away from the product and abandon it. So I'm just saying, just be mindful, because you got people putting all this money in and all this faith in something they haven't even seen move yet at all. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Just keep those expectations realistic. You can't come up here and say this is going to be the greatest football game ever. You haven't even seen a speck of gameplay yet. So,
yeah. Where's the proof? I mean.
Exactly.
Trade. Cardinals acquire 10th overall pick from the Raiders.
Oh, wow.
What do they need a quarterback? Didn't old boy retired, right? Palmer?
Yeah.
And there's no my man from Pittsburgh. He's actually from not too far from where I live. What's my guy, man? That used to Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is retiring. So I don't know the thought process. If Arians was there, I might be able to predict where they would go, but I don't know what the Cardinals are looking for here. I'm assuming. Let me see. They signed Sam Bradford for a 1-year contract. I'm assuming if you come up to the top 10 picks, trying to think of all of the defensive guys who are still there, and do they need Ooh, no more Honey Badger. My guy Derwin James could be in play.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably gonna be a QB, man. We'll see.
They're saying quarterback. They're saying quarterback. They got him picking Josh Rosen.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be
but best
quarterback.
available is Derwin James.
I was just saying to my man Kenyon Wright, man, he was because somebody else was saying, they were saying that they said, do I like Edmonds? And I was like, yeah. And then somebody said, which Edmonds? And I was like, I like both of them because the main Edmonds, the Tremaine Edmonds, is the one that you're hearing about the linebacker, but his brother, the DB, is dope too. So then they were saying that he might still be there, and Kenyon was like, nah, we don't need a DB. And I said, yeah, I agree, unless it's Derwin James. Because, y'all already know, as a Knowles fan, I know everything there is to know about that kid. I would love to have him in the secondary. I don't think it's happening. Yeah, it's probably going to be a QB. And like you said, Rosen is probably going to be it. What we'll do, guys, is we will allow the pick to come in. We'll discuss that quickly, and then I'll give my thoughts on the Gridiron Champs. Kenyon, yeah, if you wanted to come on, man, for a moment, we're on Skype, so really all I would need is your Skype name, and then I'd have to, try to add you here to the call. That's really all we need to get you on. Let's see what it's going to be, guys. They're on the clock, 2.5 minutes. Well, I'll go ahead and pick's not in yet, so I'll go ahead and start on the Gridiron Champs thing. Smitty pretty much said it all. It's one of those situations, guys, where it's funny because I know Smitty feels the same sentiment. We seem to be, not to you guys, you guys in the chat. Some of you guys that I'm talking about is actually watching this because you watch every week, so you're more like fans than anything else. But there's always a segment of folk that's gonna say, "Oh, they're biased." Like, we can't give our opinion on anything else because we're so locked in with EA. If we give our opinion on anything, it's not coming from, it's not coming from a
genuine play.
And I'm like, I don't, it's crazy. So whatever. We're not talking about this stuff from a negative bias standpoint. Guys, I want more football games, plenty more. We've said it numerous times.
Yeah.
But we have to face the facts. My man in here in the chat, I want to give him his proper shout out. Let me go back to his name. Connor. Give me a second, guys. I don't want to give him his just due. Where's his name? I know his first name is Connor. I should see it here in a minute. There it is. There it is. Connor Garrity, I believe. Connor Garrity said he definitely is excited to have another college football game. And he says, in fact, I'm playing NCAA 14 right now. So hold for a second, guys. Let's see what pick this is. And I'm going to come back and respond to that because I have a real question that everyone needs to ask themselves in regards to what he just said. But let's see what this pick is going to be. They said the pick is in. Yet they're still at the desk talking. I don't see no Roger Goodell.
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, there you go. I think I saw him stand up. There he is. Big head Roger. Boy, I wish I had his payroll. This dude getting so much bread. It was ridiculous. All right, let's see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, there you go.
There it is. And you know what's funny, guys? One will never know. But you notice who they said traded, right? They said it was the Raiders who traded the pick, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I have a strong feeling that they was going to pick Roquan Smith. Because I'm one of those nutty guys that I pay attention to the pre-draft visits and all that. He met with the Raiders quite a bit. And seeing that the Bears sniped him, maybe that was a position that they really wanted and they thought they would have to make a move in the first 10. You see what I'm saying? See, and I want to say this real quick because Steelers fans was asking me this question too. Do the Steelers move out of the first round? It's possible, picking at 28, depending on who goes 1 through 27. But because of things like this, let's say I'm right, and we'll never know, but let's say, like I said, which was assumed, the Raiders was probably going to go after Roquan Smith. He's off the board, so maybe they don't value that 10th pick as high now, and they trade out, get some love from the Cardinals, let them slide in. That's how these things work. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the scenario there. But anyway, Tommy Maddox. Look at Tony. If you still in here, you see that they just showed Tommy Maddox. Steelers fans know all about that. Big Ben thanks him for getting hurt, by the way. Now let me stop. But hey, Tommy. Same thing I would say to Drew Bledsoe. Hey, man. Sometimes it is what it is. Don't let this young boy get in there. Take your spot. But NCAA. Here's a valid question. I'm asking it rhetorically to Smitty because I already know his answer. But for everybody else, is Gridiron Champions 2020, if that's going to be the name of it, I don't know. It's releasing in 2020. It could just be called Gridiron Champions. Is that game going to be better than NCAA 14? Let's ask ourselves that. Do we think that out the chute, right out the gate, first game trumps NCAA 14? Excuse me. And the reason why I ask that question is we have to set realistic expectations. We have to. Because one thing that they said, man, that was very important is from what I was reading, they're saying they're going to get started on production later this year. Now, not to say that they haven't been working on it already, but you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a normal cycle. Same thing that Madden does and FIFA does and NBA 2K and NBA Live and MLB The Show. That sounds like a normal cycle. If they're saying that production is going to begin this year to release. Oh, wait. They're releasing in 2020. Oh, okay. So, actually, I'm wrong there. That gives them about 2 years or so. Okay, yeah, okay.
2 years time.
Yeah, so, yeah, that might be okay. I was reading that wrong. Actually, I know what it was. I was thinking 2020, like how, Madden is Madden 19, but it's really 2018. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, God.
But yeah, if it's actually releasing in 2020, maybe that's a good thing. They'll have a couple years to get it going. But do we think right out the gate that the game will be as put together or better than what we see in NCAA 14? If we think the answer is no, you kind of already know where I'm going with it. I'm not saying don't support it. I'm just saying if it's not better than that, I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear all of the chitty chat. If it ain't better than that, I don't want to hear how it destroys EA. And no. If it's not better than the NCAA game that we last played, that is going to be the measurement for the mass majority. I'm not talking about us hardcore guys. I plan on supporting the game. Now, we'll see. That $60 price point it's kind of tough on me right now if it's not up to par with the $60 MLB The Show game I just paid for. You see what I'm saying? And that's not to discredit them. It's just keeping it real. I'm supporting Access Football. I already said that because I've seen where they came from and I've seen where they are now. I applaud them. It's not going to be a $60 game. I have no problem. Even if the game turns out and I don't like it, hey, I like what they're doing over there. I'm going to support them. But a $60 price point? And if it ain't up to snuff, it's going to be tough, guys. Hold on real quick. Let's see what the Dolphins are going to do. Okay. I see you, Fitzpatrick. All right. I see it. I see that happening. The Dolphins could use some help in that arena.
Okay.
They actually got, I forget the kid's name, though. They got a fairly nice young cornerback, though, that played pretty well. One of them Monday night games I watched last year, I mean, he was strapping up people. I can't remember his name. Now, I think it's Moore or something like that. But they got a nice little young core that I think they're rebuilding there. So at least Fitzpatrick knows he's probably going to go there and start. So that's cool. And this guy can play corner and safety. At least he could in college. Good size, 6 foot 204. That's pretty solid. It's definitely at free safety. That's pretty good right there. But that's my only concern for them as a company is, we hear all of this chitter chatter, man, about what the game is gonna be and what the game is gonna do, and it's an alternative. It is, but let's be real. We're speaking from our perspective. Us hardcore simulation, full replication, replicating the game to the fullest crowd. It's only it's a handful of us in the grand scheme of the big pie. We're probably this much of the pie chart. Let's be honest. Because look at our segment in comparison to the millions of people who buy Madden. Our part is probably like this. Us guys who complain all the time, where the other portion is the people who watch the Madden championships and all that, and the Johnny Walmart, that just picks it up. Oh, I want to play with my Bears. And we're forgetting these people. Those are the people that Gridiron Champions need to like their game. It's not us. It's not us. And again, with Access, they know that. Access knows, well, we're basically targeting these guys. In Access, where Access, in my opinion, has the advantage, let's be real. Tight-knit, not even relatively small, super small team, friends, not a huge conglomerate. Whatever they make is going to be cool. They might be able to get a return, great. But when you start having these investors and all of that, you got pressure. You understand what I'm saying? When you IMV and you working with companies giving you upwards of $10 million in funding, there is this thing called pressure on your neck now. Now you got to make a product that is going to sell with mass return. I don't know if the audience is out there, man. I don't know if they're out there. I'm just keeping it a buck. And if you don't have an NCAA license, we're talking about the mass majority. That guy who went to Florida State that wants to play with his nose, he can't. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough hill to climb. And I'm just, hey, man. It's just mighty funny, Smitty, to see that people have grown such a frustration for EA, and rightfully so, that they cloud their own expectations, if you will. Because I'm seeing so many people telling me, man, I don't even care about the names, and I don't care what it looks like. I just want, man, stop.
Okay.
Stop.
All right.
We've all said that before, but come on. If that was the case, everybody would still be playing all-pro football right now.
Yep.
Legitimately, not sometimes. That is your game. That's your full-time game. Excuse me. Just like some people would still be playing 2K5 with updated rosters, which there are a few, but I'm talking about all of these people that we all see that's always complaining and feedback. I don't want to say complain, but y'all know what I'm saying. Those people don't consistently play the old game. So if you are so content with just gameplay, which in some areas, I think 2K8 still did it a bit better. I believe that their zone play was a bit better. Or maybe 2K5 might have been better than 2K8.
2K5.
Yeah. Because, we've talked about that before. Zone play seemed to play a little better than what we see in Madden 18 in the responsibilities and such. But how many people are playing that as their full-time game? That's my point.
Right.
People are just playing Madden, and I can't knock you for that. I mean, you want a football product, and it's the current game on your machine. So that's what I'm saying, man, is as much as we say that, in order for us or most people to be fully satisfied with Gridiron Champions, and this is my concern for them, not for me, for them, is that if they can't make a game that's better than NCAA, or at least on that level, it's going to be a tough sell. And we all know what happens when games don't sell well. They're in super struggle mode. I think the only reason why NBA Live is still going is because it has EA Sports and they have money coming in elsewhere. It ain't because imagine if NBA Live was EA Sports' only sports title and they was going up against 2K. They'd be done. Pack it up, ship it. Whew. It'd be just like MLB 2K. So,
yeah.
We're just stating the facts, guys. I mean, for whatever reason, when you state the facts, you biased. I don't get it. All right, Buccaneers. Derwin James.
Ooh, okay.
Oh!
Nice.
Okay, big boy.
Some beef on the line there.
I like Vita Vea. I call him Vea. Is it Vea or Vea? I don't know.
No idea. Oh, Vea. Vita Vea.
Vita Vea. That name's kind of dope, though. I like that. That's a catchy name. Vita Vea. Yeah. And they still got, what's big boy's name? McCoy. Still in the middle, right? Gerald McCoy.
Yep.
They got a nice little, pretty solid, like fairly young linebacking core. I don't really know their secondary. But, excuse me, you got to think of the division. Now, most of the teams pass the football, but in their division, you got a lot of guys who like to run it. Atlanta has a two-headed monster. Carolina is obviously a running team. And Saints got a run game, too, even though they can pass the football. So you definitely need somebody stout in the front. I get it. Wow. They showing some highlights here. He got some strength on him. It's crazy, man. He played at Washington, right?
Yeah.
Washington seemed like they be breeding last few years. They breed nose tackles. Because old big boy came from there too, Danny Shelton. And it's another kid. It's another dude. I'm thinking I can't remember his name now, but they last 4 or 5 years they've had some solid interior guys that have been drafted. Look at big boy running in space. Good Lord. Them dudes be agile, man. I don't want to say the ethnicity in case I'm wrong. You can get in trouble with that kind of stuff these days. But those type of guys, them dudes be phenomenal athletes. Y'all know Polynesian. Let's say Polynesian. I think that covers it all. I think. I could be wrong there, but them type dudes be some serious athletes, especially the bigger ones. Like they be able to move crazy. Yeah, so that's what's up. Do we got anything else on the Gridiron Champs, man? Or what are you guys saying in the comments there?
I want to add on to what you're saying. I'm looking at some of the gameplay of their most recent release from Big Ant Studios, that Lacrosse 18.
Oh, yeah,
it does not look like a $50 game.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Nah. It does not look like a $50 game.
At the one 18, right?
Yeah, 18. Yep. Because it's $50. It just came out last week. Game don't look all that. I mean, I understand it's lacrosse, but you see what I'm saying?
And this is their third year, right? Didn't they start in 16 or 17?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean they had 16. I don't know how many games they put out, but they have a 16 edition of the game as well. And I mean, fish game crashes. Oh, okay, well, the gameplay issues and stuff. See, this is what I'm saying. You got some people saying, oh, man, buy the game because it's got potential for the future. Now, if you're talking about dropping the game for $60, you see what I'm saying? It has to be a legitimate title. Especially with all the hype that you're bringing to your doorstep right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when people are saying, "Oh, well, Madden's just making subpar games and blah 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 blah," you telling me you're gonna be playing this, or you're gonna be playing Axis football legitimately over Madden?
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man. And we already know the answer to that is no. You're not going to play that. You're not going to play these games. You're going to force it. You're going to force yourself to play some of those games. And I mean, I'm not saying that to not access devs or nothing like that, but it's just a mindset, like what Sim said earlier. You got some people. There are some people out here that are just amping themselves up to hate Madden, so in that way they could just have it planted in their mind. Yeah, Madden ain't gonna do nothing. That's why we need to play these other games.
Yo, you still watching the highlights, Smitty? Did you?
Yeah, what his high school?
Yeah, they were showing him lined up in the backfield. This dude is agile as all know.
Yeah, wow. Man got that mobility.
That's crazy, man.
So you put him at that D tackle and everything. Yeah, he
phenomenal athletes, man.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
a
what
big man.
Them big boys be able to move, man. Something in the water, man. I mean, they be phenomenal. And whether they pan out or not in the NFL, I mean, I know somebody was saying they might turn out to be a bust like Danny Shelton. I mean, you know, some players turn out to be beasts, some don't. But regardless, we can't deny what we see as far as athleticism. I see that terrible towel in the crowd right there. Okay. You know, it's very, very, you know, good move right there to be right in the middle to make sure he's on TV. I see you. Very strategic. All right, Redskins are in, guys. Let's see who they picking. Washington Redskins. I'm interested to see what they're going to do, man. The Alex Smith trade shook me up a little bit. I wasn't expecting that.
See, and this think about once again, NFL draft happening right now, right? Mm-hmm. We looking at these players, we looking at these highlights, seeing how they play and all that stuff. What game is going to honestly be able to emulate that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Oh, okay. They went D tackle. Bama.
Okay. All right. I can see that. I ain't mad at the pick. You know, like I said, I don't really know all of what the Redskins need. I do know from watching, because I always tell you guys, I watch NFC East football all the time. Love it. They definitely need a defense. I mean, take your pick. They need defense. They need some pieces on offense as well, but I think they're better suited to go defensively first. You know, and try to, you know, definitely, again, if you're thinking about divisional football, just like my man in here, me and him said the same thing about TD. We both said the same thing about the pick for Vita Vea. You got to think about the division, all right? Man, we already know now Saquon is there. And you got Ezekiel Elliott. You know, you got dudes and teams that like to run the football. You know, even the Giants. We remember when the Giants was a team that ran the football. The Dallas Cowboys now run the football. So you definitely need to beef up your defense. And, you know, like we always say, the biggest thing that we complain about in Madden, one of the biggest things is the trenches. Starts in the trenches, man. So you absolutely got to agree with that pick. We got to trade.
And also, just to add on, like I'm seeing here in the chat, see, I'm not saying like add the NFL draft into Madden like this. I'm saying we're watching the NFL draft and these players and the way they move and all that stuff. And it's not the fault of Axis Football or anything like that. It's just that the game's not moving like this yet, or even on a level that would be comparable, at least not yet. And that's what I'm saying. You got people with all these 4K TVs, PS4 Pros, Xbox Project Scorpios, and all that stuff. You're not getting all that to say, yeah, man, I just want to play another game. I just want to play football. Like, you're not going to see it in Madden at all.
That's why the show,
you know what I'm saying?
I love the show.
So, like, that's just the thing you got to understand. And I mean, yes, you look at a video and you see, oh, man, look at the pocket form. They got pockets forming in that game. Madden has pockets forming. So what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, none of these games are going to be perfect. Yes, it's an alternative, but at the same time, keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Cause I like I said, I'm leaning, I'm more 70-30 right now in terms of 70 in favor to get Access football this year.
Uh-oh,
I
we
may
got
go ahead
Kenyon
and check
right.
it out. What
Kenyon
happened?
right. I said, no, we got Kenyon. Kenyon just sent me a request, so we might be able to get him off up in here.
Oh, okay. That's
Let's
what's up.
see. So y'all gonna see Smitty dip out for a minute as far as on screen because I'm in Skype, so y'all are seeing me rummaging through Skype here. And we're gonna actually add Kenyon to the call. Yeah, let's get him on in here, man. Let's see. So we got Smitty.
Yeah.
And Kenyon, I think we got you in here, man. Oh, it's connecting.
Nah, it's connecting.
Yeah, it's trying to call him now, looks like.
Oh.
There he is.
Hello? There we go.
Yeah, we can hear you. You sound far away though.
Hold up, give me.
It sound a little bit. Sound like you in the Matrix a little bit.
We can definitely hear you though.
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm about to have a flashback and go back to the studio and be like, yo, turn my beat up.
Hey,
put some more beat on that.
That's a normal day.
There we go. There he is.
That's a normal day.
We can't hear him though. We can barely hear you.
It's like I hear you a little bit. You keep chopping out.
Live broadcast, guys. This is how it goes down. I wouldn't have it no other way. And as y'all can see, fellow Steelers fan knows a lot about the Pacific Coast players, man. I mean, he keeps me updated with all of those guys out there out west. I really appreciate him for that. Yeah, we can hear you. It's just the volume is super low. Like we can't. It's almost like it's way low. You can barely hear it. So yeah, guys. While we having the little technical things here, we see we got him on. So
Green Bay traded their pick.
Once the volume comes up, man, he's free to go ahead. Just start talking, man. And once we can hear you consistently, we'll definitely just drop out and let you speak. But yeah, another trade here, guys. So said Green Bay traded their pick.
Yeah, Green Bay traded their pick.
Whoa. Now y'all remember what I said about Green Bay, right? Let's do a pop quiz. Pop quiz, guys. Who's in the chat? What did I say about Green Bay? What was important to pay attention to about Green Bay? As we see what the Saints pick is going to be here. Pick 14. Man, we still got all the way to 28. Boy, I'm going to be tired tomorrow. Man. I'm going to have to go get myself situated. I probably have a little bit of time. What we at? 9:38. Yeah, it might not be too bad. Because even when I come back to talk about the pick, I'm only going to do like a really, really short stream. You know, just to give my quick initial reaction. Let me see what you guys say in the comments. What I say about Green Bay for you guys who was here earlier. What was the significance of Green Bay in regards to what I said earlier tonight? Y'all don't think y'all just going to be able to watch? And we ain't going to pop quiz you from time to time? Come on, man. We all involved with this thing. Let's see, guys. Let's see what New Orleans is talking about. That's a bad boy right there that they holding up. What's the kid name? Gilmore. That corner. That boy is he's nasty. Man, I'm upset too, Steelers fans. Hey, I'm hearing people saying, man, this is the year we're gonna get 7. Did y'all look at the schedule? Did y'all look at that schedule? We got a lot of quarterbacks to face this year, folks. Particularly the NFC South. We got some passing quarterbacks in that conference.
Saints need defense. Yeah, they definitely need defense.
Yeah, man, they can get them another solid corner on the opposite side there. Maybe a safety. I don't know what they need, but just guessing. Maybe they need interior.
Also, more pressure.
Yeah, pressure.
More pressure up the middle.
Lamar Jackson, watch. Wow. Okay. They took Davenport to DN. I didn't see that coming, but Smitty just said it. Maybe somebody that can help out with the pass rush, perhaps.
Yeah.
6'5", 264. Ooh. Boy ran a 4.5 40. Now, can you say set the edge? Now let me speak directly, Smitty, to people who might not necessarily be up on football like that. Do y'all realize how fast that is? Because we always get stuck in 4.3. People don't realize that 4.5 is balling. Like, you getting it. This dude is a DN. So just think about a toss sweep or, even maybe a counter that a guy try to bounce to the outside, pitch out. If he sets the edge, he's running that down. Like, it's very possible that a guy that can run a 4.5 can beat you to the spot, and you trying to get on the outside. Like, that's pretty fast for a defensive end. Yeah, we can still hear you, man, but it's really
it's hard to hear you, man.
We can't hear you at all, really.
It ain't working. Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I can't hear him, man.
Yeah.
We can only see you.
But yeah, 4.5 40 at that size is ridiculous.
Yeah, man, we couldn't hear you at all. So if you're still in the chat, man, I disconnected it temporarily. I don't want you to have to sit there and we can't hear you. But if you're not able to get back on here, man, before we're done, Kenya, we definitely want to get you on. Again, guys, this is a guy that's followed me quite a long time. We talk Steelers talk. He knows his football, so I'm very interested in what he has to say. Smitty and I have talked about this before. Some nights, man, we'll do more than just talk sports. Gaming here on the Sim Standard podcast. Maybe we can have him on one night and we'll just talk regular sports. Or, I'll be happy to bring you on. Maybe we could do some type of live situation, just Steelers talk. But not sure what. I guess my only advice would be, man, if I don't know how frequent you use Skype, but I would say try to utilize some of the tests and see if you could test your mic and the volume and stuff like that. But yeah, we just couldn't hear you, man. Slick hat you had on too, man. By the way, I like that the Steelers hat you had on there. That was pretty dope. But yeah, Smitty. What else did we have anything else, man, on Gridiron Champs? I don't remember if we had anything else.
No, there's nothing else really to have on Gridiron Champs. There's nothing for us to go by.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, like I said, you waited long enough, more than a roster update, and we ain't get anything. Even with these announcements, you look at Blue Ant Studios, their most recent release. I know it's not football, but that lacrosse game don't look like $50 worth of game to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, but it don't look like it. If you
got access to it, post a link in the comments so people can check it out.
All right, I'll have to go back to it. I'm going to pull it back up. So, just saying, And this is the studio that's going to be making the game. So it's like, yeah, you could talk about 2 years' time and them having money and being able to do all that stuff. That's cool and everything. But at the same time, they still, you know, they still got a good amount of work, man. And like they've spent multiple years making this lacrosse title. Okay? Multiple years.
Yeah.
Making these lacrosse titles. And look, you know, you guys will see the gameplay and see how this game runs.
And that joint looked good in the trailer and still shots. You would have thought it was going to be a pretty nice looking game.
Yeah, it looked good in the it looked good in the stills. It looked good even in the little trailer that they had shown too.
Yeah. So again, guys, we're not.
Okay.
We're not.
Well, it won't let me.
Oh,
it won't let me add the web. It won't let me add the website address to it in the chat. So.
Was it a YouTube video or it's like their own?
Yeah, no, it's a YouTube video. It's a YouTube video.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it won't let me post.
I wonder if it's like a setting I got on the channel or something that won't allow you to post it. Like maybe only I can post it or something.
If it's a website address, I can't do it. Here, you know what? Because it'll. Here, I'll give it to you.
All right, let's see what the Raiders doing. Who? Oh, yeah. I don't know him, but I saw his name also being marked out there. Okay. So they took a tackle.
Yeah.
I definitely saw him in the mocks.
Hey.
All right, let me grab this.
I guess I'll send it to you, so maybe I'll let you do
it. Yo, she watching Puppy Dog Pal?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! I know that theme song by heart, boy. It's so bad. I had to create because I don't know if y'all have Comcast or whatever where you live, but man,
yeah, we have it here.
I had to end up. I just put like 15 of them in a playlist and just let them roll.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
Oh,
okay.
That boy loves Puppy Dog Pal. He likes Paw Patrol too.
Oh, okay.
So there's the link right there, guys. So I think it's probably a setting that I got. It's probably something I cut on because I know people used to try to spam my videos all the time, but it wouldn't let Smitty post a link. But I just posted it. Go check that out. I'm actually going to watch it here really quick live. And basically what that link is, guys, it's really just, you know, the lacrosse game that they have, and it's produced by Big Ant Studios, and that should give you some idea. Well, again, we don't want to compare it, you know, apples to apples,
right?
But it might give you a small indication as to, you know, what you might be able to expect from another sports title on grass in motion. You know, a little the lacrosse game that they have. It's not always good to compare that stuff, though, because it's like I've mentioned to Smitty before, or Smitty has mentioned before, that, well, we both probably have mentioned this at some point. If you were to look at Madden and then look at FIFA, it's clearly not the same. So,
right.
Oh, wait a minute. Somehow I got Smitty off of here. I got to get back to the call here, guys. Hold on. There we go. And I'm trying to close this little side panel here.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. How do I close this little window?
You
Is it here?
you click on the chat. On the chat bubble at the top of the screen.
Oh yeah.
Within Skype, that should minimize that.
There we go. Yeah, guys, I don't use Skype as much, obviously.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
So
let's
you'll see in the, you know, you'll see what it is. Okay, Bills, the pick is in, so we're going to see in a moment what they do.
Whoa, the Ravens traded their pick to the Bills?
Yeah. And they got offensive tackle Colton Miller from UCLA.
Bills acquired 16. So what the Ravens get? Did they go out of the first round or they just dropped?
I don't know. That I didn't look at. I
Yeah,
didn't
because the
look
Bills
at the
don't
detail.
have no more picks, right?
The Bills?
Not in the first round, I don't think. Yeah, so okay, Baltimore looks like they'll be picking 22nd from the looks of it, because yeah, they're in front of New England. All right, let's see. Uh-oh. Mason Rudolph. Ah, they took Tremaine Edmonds. Ah. Oh, guys. I knew he was going to be gone, though, but I thought for some strange reason he was going to slide. He did slide a little bit. He kind of went similar to where I thought he probably would go, though, but good pick. I thought the Raiders would have snatched him since they didn't get Roquan Smith. But, man, maybe the Raiders weren't thinking linebacker. This is why I love the draft, man. I love the unpredictable outcomes. You just don't know. You don't know what teams are thinking. You don't know how high they have their guys on the board. Again, folks, this is why I say when it comes to the Steelers, us Steeler fans out here, don't be surprised if they draft Mason Rudolph, Darius Geis. I'm just saying. We've seen this happen with plenty of teams. As guys are going out of order or they're going in different order than what you would expect, how many times have we seen where a team will be like, you know what? We're not going to draft for need. I'm going to get the highest ranked guy on my board. And sometimes it's not the position you expect. And that's a lot of times why you see these type of things, trades and such. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the Bills, they may feel very – I don't think anybody had the Bills – they may have it. I don't think too many people mocked a linebacker to them in the first round. But maybe they had Edmonds high on their board, and they're like, oh, he's still there. Boom, let's trade up and get him. So maybe the guy they wanted is already gone. So you never know what's going to happen in the draft, and that's what I love about it. Now, I'm really feeling like these Chargers are going to take Vander Esch, though. I'm just feeling that's going to happen. Here's a question, Steelers fans, real quick. If at 28, Vander Esch and Rashaan Evans are there, who you take? I want to see what you guys have to say. When y'all pick, Smitty?
20th. So just a few picks.
Oh, yeah, there y'all go. Yeah, we probably should be able to at least get y'all in before we end the show. Let's say that. We'll stay on until at least Detroit picks. And then it looks like I got a few picks. I would have Cincinnati,
like 28.
Carolina. Yes, that'll give me enough time, as if y'all really care to notice, but that'll give me enough time that I can go get my shower in and all that, doom, 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 and be ready. They make our pick. I'll run back down, do a quick stream, talk to y'all for 10, 15 minutes, then hit the bed. So that's going to be the plan. So as far as tonight, right now, this show, we'll stay on, and we will allow Detroit to come up so me and Smitty can discuss their pick. And then that will wrap the show. But again, man, I want to see what else you guys got to say here in the comments. If your team hasn't picked yet, who do you think they're going to pick in the remainder of the first? And for Steelers fans, who do you take at 28 if there's Vander Esch and Rashaan Evans? Which guy do you take? And why? I want to put y'all to the test. And why? Tell me why you're taking the guy that you want. I'm seeing a lot of Evans. That kid with the fro says Vander Esch. Okay. Cry So Hard, Mark Vale, and Steelberg all say Evans. I'm using the abbreviation here. I hope I'm right. Is it Blackhawk 47? Says he's taking Evans. My man Todd said he's going Evans. Excuse me.
Let's see. Hollywood asking. No, I definitely want. I would prefer for us to go defense. With our first pick. Because I mean, you can get offensive linemen to coach up, later on in the draft. That's my secondary concern is that. But we need defense in the first round. We need a pass rush. So I want us to go with tackle or DN. We need to be able to generate some pressure up the middle, because we are not that good at it. We were lighting the rear in that department last year, and when Nada got hurt, that put us back even more. And now he's gone to Philly, so we definitely need some help there. So I think it'd be wise for us to go for a tackle with that first pick. So we'll see what they do. Unless there's something that just jumps out, like they got to get this guy. We'll see. But we've been not drafting. We've been picking depth. But no, what's up? Go ahead, Sam.
They said something interesting that I didn't even pay attention to with the Chargers. I've been so focused with Vander Esch. Now that he hasn't been picked, my boy Derwin James could be the guy. They just said, and I forgot all about this, Trey Boston hasn't been re-signed. They acquired Trey Boston last year, so obviously they needed safety play. They haven't re-signed him, so I would think if you needed safety play last year, you get Boston. You haven't re-signed him yet. I would think they're still looking for that position. Derwin James sitting right there, man. That's interesting. Now, if they pick Derwin James, guys, Vander Esch is in play. Cincinnati they might grab him. Hey, the Cowboys might grab him, even though I think the Cowboys are going to go Ridley. Hey, Detroit could grab him. How y'all middle linebacker situation looks, Smitty?
I mean, we're good. We're good there because we got Jared Davis. He had a good season. Plus, the linebackers. Yeah. We picked up like 2 linebackers in the in free agency. So to get yet another linebacker with the first pick, it's like, I mean, if you want depth, I would say wait till later on in the draft. But we only have 6 picks in this draft here, so it's like you really want to make it count. I don't think you want to use your first pick on more depth at that position necessarily when you already got Jared Davis doing good.
I forgot about Davis, man. Davis was the guy I was hoping was going to fall to the 3rd, and he ended up in a Steeler uniform. I liked him last year, man, because I remember when y'all picked him. Now that you say that, I was like, oh wow, he went first round. All right, let's see.
So
Daron James, there it is, baby.
Oh wow.
FSU in the building. Always got a root for my nose, even though I would have loved to have seen you in the black and gold. But see, I'm not mad, guys, and I know other Steeler fans might be getting a little upset as they watch these picks. I'm not upset at, regardless of if they fail or where they go, I'm not mad because these are guys I already assumed would be gone anyway. I didn't think there was a chance, and that the Steelers would get Derwin James. No way. No way did I think that we would get Roquan Smith. No chance. So guys like that, even though they might have went out of order from what we thought as far as mock, nah. I'm not surprised. So even though it looked like we was getting close, where he could have somehow slipped, and like I said on Terrible Towel, I said 1 or 2 guys if the Steelers wanted to move, and it would take a lot to move to like the 16th, 17th pick or so, it would have been Derwin James or Roquan Smith. So if you're going with that analogy, if you're thinking, okay, well, they're not going to move up more than 11 picks, but that's still a lot, then maybe James could have been in play right here. But you can't be shocked, man. These are dudes you thought would be gone anyway. Dion loving it up. Look, he loved them nose, boy. I mean, understandably. Why? Uh-oh. Green Bay going to go Vander Esch, guys. Here they come. Listen, man. Listen, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying, a lot of us guys who are well vested in football, we can read these signs. I think they're coming up to get Vander Esch, man. Let's think about it, guys. What else does Green Bay well, they need a lot. Their defense has been kind of decimated. I mean, they could use a safety. Burnett's gone now. They definitely could use some help at linebacker. Clay Matthews is not what he used to be.
Right.
Let's think about it. Let's put our GM hats on a little bit. I know Smitty probably knows a little bit about Green Bay being in his division. If you're moving up right now, what do you move for? It's not a quarterback. I wouldn't think. Is it a receiver? I think it's enough receivers and Ridley and Sutton still sitting out there that you could, you don't have to move. There's got to be an impact guy or a freak of nature. I'm thinking it's Vander Esch, man. Or Evans. Maybe they like Evans. I don't know. But I'm just trying to think, do they need a running back? But they wouldn't have to move. They probably could have sat there.
They wouldn't need to move a pick to a running back. I don't think to do that.
They wouldn't have to do that. They could get Michelle.
Running back's already gone. So
yeah, you can get a couple of those guys late in the first, second, maybe even third, depending on the value that teams are putting on them. I don't know, man. I think it might be Leighton Vander Esch, man. That's gonna be my high level pick. We'll see if I'm right.
I'd say defense. They definitely need help in the secondary. That's for sure.
Antonio said they need a lot.
I would say corner or linebacker.
Oh,
corner or linebacker.
You might be right, Smitty. And I just read Cry. I hope I'm saying your name right. Cry, K-R-Y. I just read what he said. Hughes or Jai Alexander. Now I did see people mocking Alexander to Green Bay, so it could be him, perhaps. Very possible. That kid with the afro says secondary or wide receiver. Antonio says his team needs a lot. Who is Green Bay? Storm B28 says linebacker or safety. So Vander Esch fits that mold. Wide receiver because of Jordan Nelson. Yeah.
Okay, that's a valid point.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have to worry about that because guess who's going to Green Bay? This is just my hot take.
Who?
I think Dez Bryant gonna end up in Green Bay. Yep. I have a feeling. He might end up with, think about it. If they willing to pay it. To me, Aaron Rodgers is the guy that can revitalize Dez's career. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I'm the player, let's say I got the choice to go, all right, I'm gonna take them or them. It's only a few places that I could see where he would have, maybe the Giants, because him and Odell Beckham has a relationship, but that's not going to work on the field, I don't think. Even though Dez is a little older, he's still going to want the football, and you cannot not give it to Odell Beckham. So I don't think that's the best situation for him. Excuse me. I would have said New Orleans maybe. I could possibly a team like, I'm thinking of teams that make sense. New Orleans makes sense because you want that legit quarterback. You want a Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers. I mean, hey, I don't know if you want this, Smitty, but I could even see, I could see him fitting in possibly at Detroit. With a guy like Stafford. But I don't think it's going to be a team that doesn't have at least a somewhat top-tier quarterback. I think Dez goes to a team that has a for sure quarterback. And if you look out there, the Packers need that help with Nelson being gone. I think he ends up at Green Bay, but we're going to find out here in a minute and see what they do.
Yeah.
And, if they take a receiver.
Dez is going to the Pats. Man, he go to the Pats.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Lord.
Brady will stick around for one more if he, you know what I mean? For sure. I mean, he's sticking around anyway. Well, as far as we know, I don't think he confirmed it yet, but I think he's coming back for one more.
Yeah, man.
I feel he will. Gronk decided to come back, so I think that he already had that chat with Brady, and he's gonna come back for one more.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, Dez, hey, Dez want to try and get that ring. That wouldn't be a bad move at all to go over to Not New Orleans, New England. So he could make that move. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. Oh, excuse me.
Jair
They got
Alexander.
Jair Alexander.
Oh,
Okay.
God. Oh,
Good
boy.
deal.
Vander
Good
Esch
deal.
is still there, guys. Oh, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting chills right now. It's a lot of guys. Let me just update you guys on the people that we talked about on Terrible Towel that's still there. Ronnie Harrison still in play. Justin Reed, Jesse Bates. Just to name a few safeties. Right now, Vander Esch is still there. Rashawn Evans is still there. Even though I don't know if this guy's a first rounder, Malik Jefferson still there. O'Daniel from Clemson still there, which I think he's more of a second, third. It's interesting, man. I don't know. It's gonna come down to, if I'm looking at the teams here. Seattle. That's interesting, man, because I thought Seattle would have been amped up to get a quarterback. I thought they would have stayed where they were and picked maybe Alexander. Carolina probably goes receiver if you're talking about biggest need. Dallas probably goes receiver. Cincinnati and Baltimore, both Cincinnati and Baltimore, we have to keep an eye on those guys as far as linebackers. As well as Tennessee. Tennessee could snatch a guy like Vander Esch. Even though they canceled the pre-draft visit with him, Tennessee could snatch a guy like Evans as well. So I think the biggest chance, guys, for us to lose out on one of them is going to be Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Tennessee. I don't think Detroit takes an inside guy. I don't think New England's going to take an inside backer. I don't think Atlanta's going to take an inside backer with them already having old boy Jones and the other cat. They pretty cool at linebacker as far as, starters. I don't think Seattle's going to go that direction. So the way it's looking right now, folks, our best chance to get Evans or Vander Esch will be depending on Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Tennessee Titans. So we'll see. And again, let me remind you again, in case those guys are gone.
Oh, no.
Could be quarterback, could be running back at 28. So this is very interesting, man. It's oof. All right, Dallas, come on, get your pick so we can get Detroit's pick, and I can get out of here real quick, and I'll come back for the Steelers pick. Or the playmaker. Is that a tip? The fact that Irvin is out there, is it a tip that it's a receiver, or is it just because it's Dallas, Irvin is out there? For those people who like to read into stuff. Is that any indication that it might be a receiver because the playmaker's out there?
Third pick. Oh, okay. So they're 7-1. Well, okay. So Seattle can at least draft for some depth because they got 3 picks doing that trade with Green Bay. So that's going, so and one extra pick. And I mean, you also got to remember, it's not like, when they got Richard Sherman, that's lightning in a bottle. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that man was highly sought after.
Right.
So, and that's the thing. One thing they had said earlier today was that when they built that Super Bowl team, they had 5 undrafted players on that squad. So that goes to let you know, like, that's the beautiful thing of the NFL draft is that you could get the depth everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You scouting right, it's big time, in part to your scouting unit and everything like that. If they doing the work, getting the work in the way they need to, you'll see that depth. It'll show up.
That's another guy I would love to mess around and slide to the Steelers in the 2nd or 3rd round out of Oklahoma State. James Washington is a bad boy. But I think Dallas has showed interest in him, so it could be him. He's a playmaker, big time. Here's the crazy thing too, Smitty. Like you said, you just never know which round, man. How many late round guys have turned out to be superstars? You just
That's it. We picked my man Agnew in last year's draft. He was looked at for his cornerback skills. This dude made first team All Pro as a kick returner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was looked at to be somebody, you know, like I'm thinking, okay, he'll add some depth at the corner spot. No, this dude over there on the corner, he's a kick return ace for us. So, and you know, like I said, guy not highly sought after like that. And look what he ends up doing, what he does for us. So, makes a big deal.
Yeah, so, man. And just to answer, King Ross asked in the chat a while back, is Vander Esch better than Evans? I'll give you my quick synopsis on it. I think Vander Esch, because of his measurables and his, you know, his freakish size and his test, how he tests at the combine, right now he would probably be projected to be better than Rashaan Evans. However, if you're asking my personal opinion with the eye test, I think at this moment, just looking at college film, both of them are pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, 1-year starters. I think Rashaan Evans is better than Vander Esch on the field right now. We're just talking about right now, college. I looked at 4 total games of Alabama, and I've seen more than that, but I've looked at them recently, and I watched 3 games on Vander Esch. And again, I'm sold on Evans as far as how he looks today. Evans, obviously, you know, is speculation on his hamstring injury. He didn't run at the pro day. He didn't run at the combine. And I get it. You know, he says he's fine. But I get not running because, you know, in case you re-injure or something like that, you don't want to. What he's doing now, and I think is smart, you don't want to jeopardize your potential draft stock. Let your tape be your tape at this point. And I'm sure people have had him in for visits and such, and they cleared the medical, you know, if he's clear. So I get that. But I would say right now that Evans is probably a better player from what I see with my eyes than Vander Esch. Not to say what would happen in the league. Because, again, Vander Esch is a freakish, like, his size, and he can play sideline to sideline. He tested very well at the combine. He might turn out to be the better player, but I'm just saying what the eye test tells me right now, I like Evans. I just like the way Evans plays a little better than Vander Esch. Vander Esch plays a little timid for a guy 6'4", 250. He doesn't bring that bang, you know what I mean? So, you know, his best game, obviously everybody looks at the Oregon game, but I'm telling you, go back and look at that Virginia game. You would kind of come away from that one like, ugh. You know, like, so we'll see. You know, they're college kids, man. You know, that doesn't always mean anything. These dudes could both get in the league and end up being, you know, perennial all-stars. You know, you never know. Look at Dallas. Dallas just, man, Dallas always so extra, man. Their fan base is, I mean, I know some Dallas fans that I'm cool with, but Dallas fans is always, yeah, what we gonna do this year? What we gonna do next year?
Right, yeah.
All right, let's see what they got. And I hate the Steelers fans that do that too. Every year, oh, we're going to get 7 this year. Man, be realistic. You got to know your team. Didn't I say it, Smitty? I told people we won't win no Super Bowl last year. Come on, man. Look at that defense. Let's see. Come on, man. Make the pick. Don't you know people got to go to work tomorrow? You're holding up my progress. I'm already 13 minutes over. All right, let's see. There he is. Leighton Vander Esch is a Dallas Cowboy. Okay.
All right.
So, Cowboy fans, let me make sure I'm up on my game. Sean Lee, he's still good or what? Because I'm just thinking, pair both of them together. Wow. I mean, Sean Lee is an animal. I've always loved Sean Lee, Penn State guy. Okay, Vander Esch. I didn't see Dallas taking him, and I didn't see them going linebacker first. I thought they would have went elsewhere, but okay. How y'all feel about that, Dallas guys? I think Expert says he loves it because he was saying he wanted Vander Esch.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. Somebody says Steelers just traded Bryant. Really? For what though? I didn't see that. Let's take a look. If they did,
Martavis Bryant. Yeah.
What they trade him for?
Because they were saying potentially.
Somebody just said they did trade him. Well, for what did they trade for? Like, what's the what they get in return? If they traded him, I don't see anything.
Yeah, it said rumors that. Yeah, that's all I'm checking right now. Oh, they're trading him. They're trading him for a 3rd-round pick.
For a third.
To the Raiders for a 3rd-round pick.
Who they traded them to where?
To the Raiders.
Wow.
Oh,
we got
man.
stuff to talk about tonight.
Ooh wee.
Wow.
Raiders about to be tight.
Let me tell y'all something. Steelers gonna get them a receiver in the 3rd round, Jack. They have to. Whoa. It might not be the 3rd round. I'm just saying. It might not be the 3rd round, folks. Let's keep this in mind. The Steelers could go after a receiver in the 2nd. Very, very possible now. Because as much as I love Juju, I like Juju in the slot. He got off in the outside in place of Martavis, but I like Juju inside. I want another guy opposite Antonio Brown. Wow. Wow. Bye, Tay-Tay. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Guys, I'm at a loss. I don't know. I don't know where we going now. Listen, I've been saying, Smitty, for the longest time it's going to be a inside backer and a safety, first 2 rounds. Steelers could pull a draft like last year. Remember when they drafted Juju Smith-Schuster out the blue? I don't think none of us expected that.
Yeah.
Now you get rid of a wide receiver?
Yeah. You got to fill that void.
I'm just saying. It could mess around if dudes keep falling. It could mess around and be the 1st round. It could very well be the first round if Cincinnati and Baltimore. Matter of fact, no, let's take them out of the equation now. Vander Esch is gone. So now who is your inside backer if that's where you were going? It's Rashaan Evans. If Cincinnati or Baltimore takes him, it's open. It's wide open. They might go safety. Then we might see my man, Jesse Bates, Ronnie Harrison. All of these dudes are in play. But that daggone trade.
Not yet. Not yet.
But I already see some of you guys.
Not yet, baby. Not yet. Not yet, sweetie. Just a moment.
I see some of you guys are upset.
Yeah, I know.
But you got to think about it like this, guys.
Just a moment, sweetheart,
We've been saying
okay?
for a long time. You know what? I'm going to save some of this for the next stream. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save Steeler talk for the next stream. Again, guys, we're going to get out of here.
Sweetie, okay?
We're going to get up out of here right after this pick. I got to run. I got to go try to get a shower in really fast, get myself ready for tomorrow. Allow the pick to come in. see who the pick is, and I'm going to come right back. So Steelers fans, if y'all want to stay up, I'm going to come right back. I'm going to do a quick stream, no more than 10 to 15 minutes. I need to be done, you know, by at least by 11:30-ish, so I can get myself into bed. But we'll talk about the pick, and we'll talk a little bit about the Martavis Bryant trade. I'm not overly surprised. I'm not overly upset either. I mean, Martavis Bryant has been a headache. We all know that. He didn't perform up to what he should have been able to last year. And, you know, I mean, the Steelers, listen, you got to trust your team.
Pick is in.
You got to trust your team. You got to trust that they know what they're doing. You know, a lot of us always try to criticize, but listen, man, if you're a real fan, we got to trust that they know what they're doing. You feel me? We don't have to agree, but obviously there's a reason why they're willing to let him go. And I'm not mad. For a third, I'll take it. I'll take it. Because remember, we don't have a fourth. We don't have a fourth. So now, let me just put it in perspective. Now the Steelers get pick 60 in the second and 75 in the third, and then again in the third. I'm liking that. I see some depth happening there. Excuse me. Somebody said you're right, Afro. What do you say? We wouldn't have been able to keep. Yeah. There you go. Come on, Steelers fans know what time it is, man. All right, let's see what Smitty do. Let's see if Smitty gonna smile or be sad.
Yeah, let's see. Center?
Ooh.
Huh?
Oh wow.
What?
Yikes.
Center?
Yikes, Smitty. I'm gonna do one of these.
What?
Yikes.
You gonna draft the center for?
In the first round?
In the first round pick?
Yikes.
All right, listen. I know that the Lions need help with the rushing game and all that, but it's more coaching. It's not we needed to draft somebody with your first pick. Like, you didn't need to draft. All right, man. They needed to draft on the defensive side of the dang on ball. The offensive line could just get coached up. You just coach them to hold the dang on blocks and they straight. That's why my man that we had at the end of the year was running. He was able to run on the Bengals and stuff like that. It wasn't that he was what's his name, Tion Green. He's not this great running back or whatever. It's that we actually held blocks. Just hold the dang on blocks.
Matt Patricia.
You could have drafted that in later rounds. You don't need to do that now.
Let me tell you something,
man.
Matt Patricia really don't understand the culture of the D.
Yeah, man.
Detroit, I can see Detroit, like just the city of Detroit. They losing, they cool right now.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not trying to knock old boy because I don't know him. He might be dope. I don't know, but yikes. Well, guys, we're going to get on up out of here, man. I got to run so I can handle some stuff. I'll be back in a minute. Like I said, I owe it to you guys. I'm going to give you all a quick live stream. We'll reflect on the pick. If there's a pick, who knows? We might trade out now. Keep that in mind to get more picks. Never know. I'm going to reflect on the pick and or the Martavis Bryant trade. So even if we don't pick, if we trade, I'll reflect on that, and then we'll reflect on Martavis Bryant, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're done. All right, so Steelers fans, make sure y'all come back in the next, right after the pick. Give me about 4 or 5 minutes or so after that, and I'll be on, and I'll see y'all in the bed, all right? But outside of that, man, we appreciate y'all coming through. We had a great time tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be back next week, hopefully, with some more gaming topics. Maybe we'll reflect back on the winners and losers of the draft. And stuff like that. And hopefully, Kenya, man, we can get you on next week, if everything is up to snuff.
Look at Detroit. Look at these people all upset. They posing just because they're on the camera. They all smiling and everything. No, they mad in the mug, man. What?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Okay. Terrible pick. But all right. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I'm out of here, man.
All right,
y'all. I'll let y'all later, man. Y'all be easy. I'll see y'all in a bit. But as far as the Sim Standard, folks, thank y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Have a good one. Hope your team does well. and we'll talk about it next week. All right? Catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace.